Welcome back to another episode of Carson's Aquatics. Today we are finally going to be moving my American cichlids out of that 75-gallon tank and into the 125-gallon aquarium. I'm super excited. I've been waiting so long for this. The tank is finally ready for my cichlids, and the original plan was to put those 4 plus the flower horn as well as 3 new cichlids I'm going to be getting. I was going to put them all in the 125 at the exact same time, but I'm actually not going to be doing that today. I'm just going to be putting those 4 that are currently in the 75 into the 125, and there's a couple reasons I'm doing that. First of all, if I were to add 8 like decently sized cichlids into the 125 all at once, that would be a huge increase in the waste production in the tank, and it would produce just too much ammonia for the beneficial bacteria in the tank to handle, and that could harm the fish, even kill them. But I do believe just adding the 4 of those fish into the tank will be fine. I think the bacteria in the tank will be able to handle that. And then also, whenever we do put the flower horn and the 3 new cichlids into the 125, I want to be able to keep an eye on them for like multiple days in a row just to make sure everything is fine. But I'm actually going out of town this weekend. I'm going to Chicago. But yeah, I don't want to just put a bunch of new cichlids into the tank together and then leave for 2 days. So we are going to wait until I get back to put the flower horn and the 3 new cichlids in there. So again, today we're just putting those 4 into the 125. We're also going to be putting Ike back into the 75. Then I'm making a couple videos in Chicago, and then when we get back we will put the flower horn in there, and then we'll get the new cichlids. I think that's going to be the order. So that's the plan. But first, before we get started, just a few updates for you guys. First of all, in the 125, in case you guys don't already know, the only fish in here right now is our little green terror cichlid. There she is. She's doing great. Her colors are looking pretty nice right now, and there's only 1 common guppy left in this tank, so you already know she's been eating good. Also, just look at the algae on this piece of driftwood. I mean, that is majestic. It looks like my hair blowing in the wind when I got the windows down in the truck. Just some absolutely gorgeous algae. Usually I don't like algae, but when it looks like this, I do not mind it at all. While we're over here, we can check in on Pluto, the flower horn. There he is. His colors just seem to get brighter and brighter every time you guys see him. He is looking gorgeous. That hump on his head is also possibly getting bigger. I don't really notice growth in it anymore, but it's definitely there. Also, in the last video, we moved my 2 baby turtles from upstairs in the turtle tank down here to this turtle tub. Junior and Midas were already in here, but we moved Toby and Timmy in here. You can see both of them right down there. We got Timmy hanging out by the wood, and then Toby in the cave, and that's been both of their main hangout spots. Toby's actually getting pretty comfortable in here. I've hand fed him a couple times. You can see Junior's used to the hand feedings as well. I think Toby's a little camera shy. We will feed them either later tonight or tomorrow. Both of them have eaten, so they're doing good in here. Also, in the last video, we moved Frankie the frog into this quarantine tank to treat him for a fungal infection. There's a growth on his hand and his foot. You can see the one on his foot right there, but the one on his hand actually looks like it's getting better. Again, it's kind of hard to see, but I really think it's getting better, so that's awesome. Again, I am treating him with this Fix, which helps with fungal infections, and I will definitely keep you guys updated on him. And I think that's enough updates. Honestly, I just want to get started moving the cichlids over. I'm just so pumped for this. So we're just going to get right into it. I'm going to take these lids off, and this is probably going to take a while. These guys are super fast, but we're just going to see who we can get first. Got Kobe, and these tanks are heated to the same temperature, so there's no need to acclimate them. So we're just gonna go ahead and release Kobe right on into the 125. Oh man, look at her go. She looks amazing in there. Oh, green terror's coming over to check her out. All right, so far so good. Hey, look at that. They're kind of cruising together. And I mentioned it in the last video too, but just look at how small this tank makes her look. I mean, Kobe is not a small fish, but this tank just makes her look tiny. And it looks like Pluto's trying to say hello too. That could be a good or a bad thing whenever he gets in there. But yeah, I cannot wait to see the rest of the cichlids in here, so we're going to go ahead and scoop the next one out. Alright, got the firemouth, and there he goes. Oh, look at that. There's our firemouth cichlid in the 125. And that red on his stomach looks super bright right now. I don't know if that's just the lighting in this tank, or if he's excited or something, I don't know. But he's also coming over to say hello to the others. Again, so far so good. And once again, Pluto wants in on the action. He is fired up. And let's see who we can get next. Got Killer. Oh, all right, and here goes Killer. Oh, looks like he's going over to say hello. Everyone's chilling under the driftwood right now. The green terror's like, oh, I remember you guys. And yeah, under this driftwood is definitely going to be the main hangout spot. But we've got one more cichlid left to catch, being the black belt. He is the biggest and possibly the fastest, so this could be a sec. Come here, bro. Just come here, bro. Oh! Oh! He almost jumped out of the tank there. He literally hit me in the chest. Come here. Oh, he's getting tired, you can tell. Got him. Let's go. Gotta get him over quick. This is a big boy. And here goes the black belt. And he is definitely tired from being chased. And there is our black belt cichlid. And you can see how tired that guy is. They can only run away for so long before they just get exhausted. But he also just came right over to the other guys. And that is the big boy of the tank. He quickly went from being the smallest in the tank to the biggest. And with that, all of the cichlids are in the tank, at least the ones that I planned on putting in today. And they're all definitely a bit stressed right now. I can understand why. I mean, this is a completely new tank. But whenever they get adjusted, I'm sure they're going to be very happy to be in here. I mean, it's almost double the size of their old tank. And yeah, they were splashing it up over there. I mean, look at my shirt. Even the couch all the way over here got a little wet. They really did not want to leave. But I think now I just want to hop right into getting Ike out of the 40 gallon and into the 75 gallon. And I think the best way to do this is to literally just lift that driftwood out of this tank real quick and drop it in this one, because he is in that driftwood right now. So I think we're just going to do that and hope that it works out fine. But we have to do it quick so he doesn't swim out. Yeah, here we go. And there we go. Yep, he's in there. I see him poking his head out. He's like, yo, what the heck just happened? So here, I'll give you guys a look at him. You can kind of see his face right down there. And we are going to leave that driftwood in there for now. I don't want to force him out of it and have him be super stressed. So we're just going to let him come out on his own, and then eventually we'll probably take that driftwood out. And again, I know this tank looks super blank right now. Whenever we set the 125 up, we took literally all the decorations out of the 75 to put in there. So we are going to be redoing this tank. I already found one real nice piece of driftwood, and I honestly kind of like how that piece of driftwood looks in there. So we might just keep that in there. But yeah, we're going to let Ike take his time getting out of that driftwood. Once again, this upper 40 gallon tank is finally clear, which I've been planning on making into a turtle tank for those guys. And then assuming that Pluto gets along with everyone in the 125, this tank will also be clear, which I've been planning on putting the baby cichlids in, which by the way, there's a look at them. Just getting bigger and bigger every week. But then when I move them in there, then we'll have this tank clear, which we could maybe get another beta, get some pea puffers, I don't know. We'll decide on something when that time comes around. So we're making moves down here in the fish room. Stuff is finally starting to unfold that I've been planning for weeks, possibly even months. We've got our Chicago trip coming up in a couple days, but I think the main thing I'm excited for is putting Pluto in the 125 and seeing how that goes. Because I mean, look at this. He's been over there the whole time checking them out. He can see them from his tank, and I hope he isn't going to try and fight them. But I believe since he's aggressive and they're aggressive, it'll like equal out. That's kind of how it works. That's why all these guys get along. They're all the same like amount of aggressive, I guess. So things should go fine when we put Pluto in there, but I'm just super excited to see that either way. But now we are going to give the American cichlids and Ike some time to get used to their new tanks. We'll probably check in on them later tonight. We'll probably try feeding them. I'm sure at least the American cichlids will probably eat. And yeah, I'm just going to sit down here and watch them for a little bit, make sure everything's good, and I'll check in with you guys later tonight. Alrighty guys, so it's now the next day, and let's just go right ahead and check in on the cichlids. As you can see, they're getting more comfortable in this tank. They're kind of spreading out around the whole tank. Their colors are all looking amazing. That black belt, his colors are probably looking the best they ever have. I did actually feed these guys last night, and they did all eat, and we are going to go ahead and feed them again now. And it looks like they're ready for it, so we're going to go ahead and dump in their pellets. And there they go. It did not take long for them to get used to eating again. So we're going to let them munch away, and now we are going to check in on Ike, the pike cichlid. There he is right down there at the bottom of the tank. When I came down here this morning to check on him, he was out of the driftwood, so I decided to just take it out and put it back in that tank. I did also drop in some pellets for him, and he didn't hop on them right away, but now they are gone. Also, I did move Frankie's quarantine tank from over there by the fridge over here next to the 75, and Frankie is doing just fine. You can see what I was talking about. I think his fingers getting better. Like, you can definitely still see the bump there, but it's starting to kind of slim out. It was super like round and thick before, but I think it's definitely starting to go down, so that is just awesome. So we're going to continue treating him. Other than that, I'm going to be draining that 40-gallon tank here pretty soon and just leave it empty until we eventually make it into the turtle tank. And then also pretty soon here, I think I'm going to move the 20-gallon out of my old room, which was the previous turtle tank, and we're going to put that actually under the 125 right there. And that is the tank we're going to use to quarantine our new cichlids that we get for the 125. I guess we could use the 40-gallon, but I do want to get right to work on making that into the turtle tank whenever we get back from Chicago. Oh, and I think yesterday I promised that I would feed the turtles on camera, so I'll show you guys how I do that nowadays. First of all, since Midas can't see very well, I'd put him in his own container and just let him munch away in there. Then over here in this bucket, I put the other three, and you can see Toby already on the hunt. And it looks like Timmy's also got a big pellet right there. That is awesome. Junior's also munching away. And I still put in these little hatchling pellets for Timmy, but he just went after the big boy ones. But yeah, everyone just munching away. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Fish room is coming right along, and that is going to wrap up this video, and today's comment of the day goes out to And if you want your comment to be the comment of the day in the next video, all you gotta do is drop a comment down below, and that could happen. And if you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Just come here, bro. Oh!